Hello, my name is Shakhar Pelled. This is another video in the series on evolution as the basis of faith. We are now discussing various aspects of the arguments over evolution and the interaction, the cultural interaction or interplay between the idea of evolution and science on the one hand and the religions on the other hand. And today we will discuss religion in the context of religions of salvation and religions of ritual, a definition that was made by, or a distinction that was made by Max Weber in the previous century, or maybe it was the 19th century. I don't remember if it was at the end of the 19th or the beginning of the 20th. Two classic salvation faiths are Buddhism and Christianity, that deal directly with the salvation of the individual, while turning their back clearly on cultural institutions and systems, rituals and traditions. Ultimately, the unification of Christianity with the Roman Empire has led to the rise of Catholicism, which did revert to ritual. However, according to the basic precepts of Christian theology, the Church can only deal with its rituals and be involved with them because they do not have true significance, and they are but accoutrements to the salvation process that Christianity gives humanity according to its ideas, or according to its claim that everything is based on faith and not on action. This is a very deep precept of Christianity, as clearly enunciated by Martin Luther, who said that only faith, sola fides, saves and not actions, and the Catholic Church was subsequently forced to agree with a few caveats that allowed it to maintain its hold on ritual, but in fact pulling the rug under ritual. Whatever the true reality of ritual in the Catholic Church, yet it could not ignore the basic precept that only belief in Jesus is enough, and all actions are as naught, because actions are irrelevant to the Christian faith, and faith alone saves, to the point that Luther, when he translated the Vulgate into German, he added to the words of Paulus that were not in the New Testament at all, and added the word only faith saves, in order to emphasize this basic precept. Christianity promises personal salvation at the expense of civilization, at the expense of culture. One must turn one's back on civilization, relinquish property, materials, the various actions, and go after faith alone, and also mortify the flesh that is without meaning in this world, and only the spirit matters. These ideas are, of course, absolutely contrary to the trend of evolution that goes through actions all the time. If a rabbit runs fast enough, it will be saved. If the fox runs fast enough, it will feed and be saved. Salvation is not dependent on faith in evolution, but on action. and good, brisk action, intelligent action. However, we see that once the Enlightenment came along and cast off the shackles of Christian faith, it returned to the tangible, empirical world and to the significance of actions. From the moment that the first Protestants began to read the book of nature alongside the book of God, human reality returned to its evolutionary track. The greater individualism and personal flexibility of individuals that is developing over the last hundreds of years is a function of the return of the human species to actions and the maturation of the ability to expand culture in such a way that it can subsume or co-opt other cultures without becoming without obliterating itself in the process. The arrangements, procedures, and beliefs of Western civilization that is based on science as the very center of belief allow Western civilization to swallow and digest other cultures and place them within the general array of its global view. Because once science and academy take the forefront of Western civilization as the focus of knowledge, as the essence of the idea of human progress, everything becomes subsumed under that heading. If you have some exotic culture, it is food for study. If you have some religion, some anthropologist will come along and write it down. If you speak some language that is going to disappear, a linguist will come along and record you. Everything that happens has a place within the overarching perspective and structure of the Western civilization. In this way, the West can swallow civilizations whole, whatever they are, and the very essence of science that strives to be materialistic and reductionistic, and in fact disengage itself, as it were, from the divine purpose of evolution, from the divine progress of evolution, from the very concept of divinity itself, have in fact augmented human responsibility for every action. Scientists take great care about every little thing in their experiments, and in this way they have in fact come back to the great trend of evolution and are continuing that trend as part of the humanity being, as part of the great structure of establishment science spread the world over, where millions of people work together in harmony to learn more about reality and shape the world. Science is much closer to Judaism than to any religion, since it is always involved with immediate actions, with the immediate implications of actions on actual reality, on material reality. An experiment gone bad requires immediate repair, immediate response. The alienation towards magical and religious explanations in fact erases all the attitude to polytheistic Hinduism, to Christianity with its world rejection, and much more. There are many religions that are cast off by science, but it is very much compatible, very compatible with Hebraism, with Judaism, and its faith in the immediate correction of the or repair or redemption or change for the better of the material world. The very belief of materialism in an absence of another world and in the randomality of existence, in fact, pulls the ground from beneath the feet of the great cycle of samsara and the moral method based on karma. There is no accumulation of karma from one reincarnation to the next, because everything is in the here and now. Everything is in the random moment, according to science. But the here and now is the very core of Judaism. The scientific perception of divinity is most appropriate for a God that is supreme, that is invisible, and is far beyond any human ability and human thought that may never be able to perceive it, because whatever human thought can perceive, there is no room there for faith, but only for certainty of the connection with reality. In this way, all the pantheons and all the accoutrements of idolatry are cancelled, from Vishnu to Jesus. All gods, all idols will completely pass from the world, because all of the gods of the peoples are idols, and God made the heavens. That's a quote from the Bible, and basically what it means is God is the God of evolution, the God of science, the divine purpose that is pushing the world to a higher, more intelligent, more cognizant, more talented place, and to the appearance of the humanity being. And science is the great cleaner of the stables of humanity, pushing away the darkness and bringing in the light of actions, the light of wisdom, the light of objectivity. And this is the very basis of the humanity being that is coming into its own in these ages, eons, these years. Who knows when it will end, but it is the process that we are in the midst of. More in the next video.